Hey guys, happy May. It is time for my WIP update, what I worked on last month. It's actually past time for my WIP update. I'm sorry it's so late. I don't have an excuse. But because I gave myself an extra week into this month to work on this a little bit more, I have a finish to show you. But first I will start with red, my Mirabilia, because this is the first thing I worked on last month. And I am happy to say that I am done all of the cross stitching. I just have back stitching and beading left to do. So there is red, completely stitched. I was joking with my friend Matthew. Hi Matthew, 2 shout outs. That before the back stitching goes in, the faces always look kind of Muppety. Like her face just looks hilarious to me right now. So I think I will maybe try and put the back stitching in on that today. I changed her lip color. Originally it was 2 shades of pink and I just made it red because why wouldn't it be red? Her cloak is red, her name is red, her lips are gonna be red. I did my skin 2/2. Just like everything else, I did not do 1/1. I've never done 1/1. And I think the effect is really beautiful, but truthfully, I think it would take the enjoyment out of the stitching for me a little bit. So just did my skin normally. And as I said, I just have back stitching and beading left. So all of those empty spaces are going to be filled with beads, which is very exciting. So I think I placed an order with 123 Stitch for some fabric and some needles and some metallic. I think I'm gonna do the metallic in her cloak, metallic black, or I really liked, Garrett suggested maybe a dark silver, like gunmetal. I really like that idea. So I ordered a couple of options from 123 Stitch. So I'll probably just do the rest of her back stitching and leave the cloak, and then I'll have to wait until that gets here to finish it off. So that is red, nearly done, but as I said, I'll probably have to wait a little bit before I can finish up the back stitching and start the beading, just because now I'm waiting on that metallic. I came very close to just going to Michael's and being like, I'm just getting that stupid DMC metallic, but truthfully, those DMC metallics have kind of ruined like Save the Stitches for me because they are such a pain to work with, I find. So I figured I would just place an order and I would probably be much happier with acrylic, and then I could order a couple of color options too. So I ordered metallic black, metallic gunmetal, and a third one called Stormy Weather, which might be a little too blue, like gray blue, but we'll see when that comes. So that is what I did on red this month. Next I will show you Save the Stitches. I was hoping to get this done for Mother's Day. This is my mom's favorite project of mine that I've ever worked on, so I thought that would be appropriate. I am very close, very close. So this is my Save the Stitches. And I've stitched, you can see all of the rest of the outlines. So this bottom bit is all I have left. Thank goodness. I wish I had another inch of fabric at the bottom, but oh well. So yeah, I really enjoy working on this black work. I'm not sure that I'll be able to have it done by Sunday, but yeah, I'm gonna work on it today and we'll just see how we go. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. This is a really beautiful project and I'm excited to be so close to the end. Sometimes this goes really fast for me just because the patterns change so much that, I don't know, it seems that I can work on it longer than I can work on my other WIPs because there's so much change. And truthfully, there's really only one more row of like large shapes. The row at the bottom here is all tiny ones, you can see, and then this is Save the Stitches, I think, and this is your initials. So there's not as much stitching left on this as it might seem, so I'm hoping to get this done just as soon as I can. I would love to get it done for my mom, and then we can see what kind of framing options there are. So I'll be posting updates of that on my Instagram, I think, as I usually do. So check that out if you're interested, if you want to see where I am before my next month's update. So that is Save the Stitches. Very exciting, almost done. And the last thing I have to show you is my finish for this last month, slash this month, because I just finished it last night. It is my second mini mandala from Chatelaine. So ignore the hand creases because I haven't had a chance to press it yet, but this is the second mini mandala. It is beautiful. It's much less, I'll show the other one I did in a little bit so you can see the difference. They're the same size. This one is much less green. If you remember, that one was very had lots of rose bushes. This just has a little fountain or pond in the middle, some trees, and then I think the eye catcher here is this wrought iron fence that goes all the way around everything. This is also the first one of these that has had a really defined border, and I think it's the only one that does. The first one didn't, not in this way, and the third one I don't think does either. But yeah, I am really happy with this. The amount of metallic is insane. I don't know if you can see that entire wrought iron fence is backstitched in gold. And I really like this little kind of flower detail at the top with the beads. Something about this is just a thought I had last night, seems very Asian inspired to me. I don't know if that's culturally appropriate. That is just the sense I got. It's something to do with this, like, the really strong border, the black and the more yellow gold, and then this kind of rich magenta pink color. That's just what struck me. But it might be that I've been looking at a lot of the fashion coverage from the Met Ball this week, and that was Asian themed, so maybe it's just on my brain. So that is the second mini mandala. I will show you the first one again just quickly so you can compare. So that was the first one. Oh, how successful will this be? So there are the two of them. They are roughly the same size. Something I really like about this is they really do tie together well. I'm assuming all three of them will, even though they don't look very similar. Like, this is very green and this is not. But I think what ties them together very well is the metallic and also the beads. So there's 3 different cards of gold metallic that comes in this kit, and each mandala uses one of them. So this first one used a very cool toned white gold, and this one uses a little bit more of a yellow gold. And then the beads, they are all tied together with this this little Mill Hill gold bead on the top there, the 557s. That's going to be in all of them. And I think it does a really good job of making them look like a set, even though they really look nothing alike. They're just the same size. As with the first one, I hung my gold beads straight up and down just because they're small enough that I could do that. And then all of the other beads, I just hung normally, diagonally. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to talk about that was a pain in the butt for this mandala was the gold backstitching. So, as I said, all of this wrought iron fence is backstitched in gold, which is very beautiful, but was a humongous pain. This is something I just realized about Treasure Braid, is that it's very flat, like it's almost ribbon-like. There's a very wide side to it. It's like a ribbon. You know what ribbon is like. Whereas I think Krennic, if I am remembering correctly, is more like actual floss, like it's round. So the backstitching for the wrought iron I am not totally happy with because I could never get it to lay flat. It would always have a twist in it. So that took a while. I pulled a lot of it out. I was unhappy with it, and I just decided that it looks fine. Like, it's not perfect, but it looks fine. You're not going to be close enough to it to see that there's a twist in like one of the backstitching pieces. So that is my second mini mandala from Chatelaine. I just have one more to go. I am nearing the finish line with red as well, and my Save the Stitches, so there just might be a whole bunch of finishes in my future. The last thing I wanted to talk about quickly before I say goodbye is I have been wanting to try some embroidery. I have never done any kind of embroidery before, but I ordered some patterns, or I downloaded them rather, from Etsy, from a shop called SeptemberHouse. I will link those down below. I would show you, but I didn't print any of them off. So I will link that shop down below. She sells a really beautiful selection of embroidery patterns. So she has like a set with butterflies where you get like 4 different butterfly patterns. She has a bunch of, like there's a bird one with like 4 different types of birds. They're really good value. But I have never done them before. And looking at the patterns, she tells you what stitches to use where, but there's no stitch diagrams or guide or anything like that in the patterns, which surprised me. So I think I'm probably just going to look at Mary Corbett's series of tutorials. I'll link her website down below. It's amazing. I know Amanda is a huge fan of hers, and I am getting there too. She is a wealth of knowledge. So I'm going to rely on that a lot, I think, for learning these stitches. The fabric I ordered from 123 Stitch, I ordered some higher counts of linen, just because I think that might be easier to work on. I don't really know. But the reason I kind of bit the bullet on this now, I've been thinking about doing some embroidery for a while, but I have a friend's wedding shower coming up, and I really wanted to make her a hoop with her and her fiance's initials in it. So I found the alphabet I want to use. Again, it's from SeptemberHouse, and I am super nervous to try it because I've never done it before. I might film something as I kind of figure it out, just for all of you other novice embroiderers out there like me. Yeah. So anyways, let me know if you'd be interested in that. It will be hilarious, if nothing else, to watch me like flounder around at it. But I think that is it for my WIP update this month. As I said, I will link that Etsy shop down below. I will link Mary Corbett's website down below, and my Instagram if you're interested in seeing my updates before next month's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.